Uh, uh, I suppose I should say that I'm looking forward to being here with all of you. I see. I'm glad. Heh. So I suppose this marks my first mission as a blood maiden. Why yes, this will be my first time working as part of a group. It should be quite interesting. Who are you? True. My name is Gretel. Intruders. That was tiring, but the discussion was quite interesting. Oh? What's with the surprised expression? Is there a problem? I did open and close the door according to its function. I must say that's a bothersome custom. However, I'll remember that. They confirmed my admission as a blood maiden and said they would prepare a room for me later. Until then, I'll be rooming with Alice. Yes, I don't know their reasoning, but I'm glad I'll be with someone I can get along with. Yes, indeed, that was my plan. But before that, I wanted to speak with you in private. There are a number of questions I'd like answered. Because you are kind, I'm still analyzing the others, so I didn't want them to overhear us. No, I just don't know them well enough. From what I've seen, the fact you didn't want to kill Hansel brands you as someone unique. There's no need to apologize. Everything ended as it should have. I don't know myself well either, but how many can truly say they know themselves well? The people of the Dawn are hiding something. I can tell because their stories are too orderly. I believe the members of the blood team are aware of that. Your flustered attitude is proof of it. Strong emotions can cloud one's eyes from the truth. Everyone seems to be trapped by emotions. All the blood maidens have a particular attachment to something. Am I wrong? But Alice is different. She's hindered more by logic than by emotions. Her attachment is rooted in logic. In that sense, she bears greater similarity to me. Yes, her reason for being with you is the same as the reason I was with my brother Hansel. Alice will seek logic even in an illogical world, to see the truth behind the world, as do I. The directions we face may be different, but we share the same outlook on lacking emotions. The surprise and joy at knowing selfless love, feeling it swell within us, is invaluable. Yes, an invaluable treasure that we don't deserve. Oh, I believe your urge is something that is different from nature or emotions as well. Yours comes from a desire to know, unusual given your kindness. Or maybe it's because you're kind. That's easy. It's all based on accumulated knowledge derived from research and analysis. I have plenty of books in my home, and all the time in the world to read them. Within these books were story characters with the same names as ours, each with a unique goal. If this absurd world sought to have the blood maidens exist, it's of interest that we share the same attachments as our story's counterparts. Until now, I could analyze only myself, but now that I've met everyone, I've obtained proof. I suppose you could say that. Now then, back on the subject of the Dawn. Not one of them explained the Marchin's motives. Nothing aside from the dangers they pose to us. The jail harbors desires so it can grow. The Marchins sense that, so they work to satisfy the jail. This is quite easy to deduce with a little observation. Blood is its nutrition. Screams are its lullaby. Licking satisfies its libido. Why yes, it kept them busy, at least enough to not attack me. I heard from others that the nightmares mercilessly attacked humans, but that's not so. Hansel had never attacked humans until he determined they were intruders to be eliminated, and I never believed Hansel to be any different from the other nightmares. I believe the other nightmares were able to speak too, yes? Did it ever dawn on you that the area I was in didn't have the eye you made mention of before? One other thing. No one had been able to enter that area for quite some time. Maybe someone in the Dawn is working with the jail to monitor us. Has that ever occurred to you? I'm thoroughly interested in knowing who this person is and what motivations lie beneath. Let's just say that it's safe to assume there's more information in the Dawn than you expect. Your discussions there should only be what you don't mind sharing, or indeed, what you wish to be known. Actually, I would do the same. They wish to control information. I wish to control theirs too. You could say their previous goals have now dwindled to something akin to a pastime. All you need to do is enjoy using them and myself to seek the truth. Oh, I've already told you I'm not rooted in emotions. You'll get used to me soon enough, isn't it obvious? It's because my brother, Hansel, called himself a nightmare. Create. Maybe they just knew it. That's what I would like to know. And, if the Blood Maidens harbor danger within themselves, What'll happen to them after our escape? Do you have an eternal supply of blood? I'm sorry. It looks like I've toyed with you too much, but do remember that their plan's execution wouldn't hold without your existence. It's also possible that they were planning to use the Blood Maidens as expendables. According to my research, Blood Maidens are a rare existence, and even rarer to find alive. Even more so in a place where humans see Martians as enemies. And yet, the Dawn is able to gather all of these Blood Maidens so efficiently. It could support the theory that they had previously planned to use the Blood Maidens as expendables. Interesting indeed. I believe there are a number of expectations at work. Analyzing them and unraveling them is stimulating my curiosity, but no one really knows how one feels. And that's what makes things interesting. No? Snark? No, nothing. That is, not until you brought it up to me just now. Now then, let's return. I don't want the others to be suspicious of us. One suggestion. I think it will prove interesting if you keep what we shared here secret. Ah, candy. Splendid idea. No one can resist the allure of candy. You didn't know? It's quite delicious. Marchin. I never thought of that. Well, it's not like it's an inconvenience. There's food and sufficient things of interest. Quite a pain, but I suppose this is part of what being friends is all about. It's a secret. Yes, you should have. Now then, you're free to talk here without anyone eavesdropping. Think of it as a pajama party for the blood team. Be sure to keep everything here a secret. I believe Jack would prefer that as well. That's not how I see it. I'm not riling them up. I'm just implying that it's worse not being told the truth. Like I said before, your logic could hinder you. Oh? Didn't I? That has been my intention from the very beginning. But if you all weren't so kind, I probably wouldn't have mentioned it. So we're a crossbreed between Martians and humans, a species called Blood Maidens. Thank you for the praise. I believe that's my... Let's see. What did you call it, Professor? A secret is a secret. What is it, Jack? Oh, he's quite interesting. Why, yes. I believe it's because my curiosity and inquisitiveness is my blood libido. I wonder what your blood libido could be, Alice. You must still be wandering within your deceptive dream. I'm just honest. But I won't deny that my method has become my motive, and your very nature is similar to mine, and quite possibly Jack's. Oh? I was merely offering you both the highest praise. I'm not a narcissist in the slightest. Considering your relationship, that may be possible. Now then, let's leave, shall we? I'm fine. In fact, I've been reading the professor's research with interest. Yes, I was an awesome find. Humility is useless. Perhaps I can be the professor's assistant when we reach the surface. I didn't see anything unusual about my brother, Hansel. I suppose. Hansel was very kind. Oh, let me rephrase that to a boring place. I'd prefer you to call me Milady as well. Or call me Princess, if you'd like. I'm ready for anything. I see. You died in this tower, and revived with the soul of a fallen member of the Dawn. What he's saying is known only by a select few in the Dawn. I think he's telling the truth. It looks like it's a special function specific to that core. Maybe it's absorbing the Martian that was guarding it. For nourishment. Jack, look, God. What a cliché concept. If you weren't here, my brother Hansel might still be alive. I'm surprised you were able to use a single Martian to replace all of us. What if I proposed that you leave that core to nature? I see. So this world and our existence were created out of your control. This world has already changed in a way. If so, your desire must be something purer. That would mean what you seek is a purer form of order, with all contaminants removed. What do you mean? Blind ambition to become a god? How shallow. Jack, how stupid of you to save me. But do know that I felt solace in being with you. Yes, quite an interesting analogy. Did you expect anything less? I did share his intellect. Now, may I suggest we cooperate? Miko? What wonders await. Thank you. Indeed. In more ways than one. I'm quite surprised you would risk your life to save me. You must have developed an acquired taste. Why, yes. When I fell, you leaped at just the right angle to catch me in midair. I'm impressed you thought to use the Mary gun like that. If only I could have recorded it all. I'm just kidding. In all honesty, I wasn't in the right mindset to think of any of that. How unusual. I'm here now with a sense of relief that I'm alive. After Hansel's departure, my only goal in life was to observe everyone, and I didn't care much about my own well-being. I wonder whose fault this is. If you don't know, that's fine too. Calmly, huh? Well, it doesn't seem like that, considering how quickly you moved to action when I fell. I'm actually appreciative of what you've done. Thank you, Jack. Thanks to you, I'm still here, alive. If you were off by even a fraction of a second, we would have accelerated straight downward. Looks like everyone made it, too. Jack, I have no intention of dying ahead of you. I haven't researched you enough. Not quite. Not still. More like forever. What? I suppose it's not like me to say this, but yes, you're right. We've finally escaped from the dark forest, and everyone has made it back home. And that also marks the beginning of a new story. They themselves satisfied the jail's desires back at home, including those from the dawn. Well, I for one am interested in what you went through, Otsu. A white core. It's exactly how Jack explained it to be. If an item that can prove her existence is needed, Otsu would be the perfect item to use. That was unexpected. I've been waiting for you. Now, hurry. What is it? What's with the loud voice? Isn't it obvious? Because I took them off, of course. Oh, why are you leaving? I'm not done with you yet. That I cannot do. It would make no sense if my intention is to have you splatter your blood on me. Your blood can neutralize a blood maiden's blood Skelter state. I have a hypothesis on what takes place when your blood covers one, so I wish to evaluate the results. But unproven hypotheses essentially equate to mere imagination. I got it. If she joins us, we can observe what happens when we both lick the blood off of each other. An excellent idea, don't you think? Oh, really? I'm taking your clothes off. I must say, it's surprising how intricate your clothing is. Don't move. Your underwear is going to tear. Excuse me, who are you all? Normal humans would have a difficult time even coming here. Trained? That still means there's a limit to what you can do. What's your name? So, Otsu. May I ask what that being is behind you? Answering my question with a question will only kill the question I asked, wouldn't it? Fine. I suppose I can illuminate you a bit. I'm a nightmare. Yes. But looks can be deceiving. Wait, dear brother Hansel. As you can see, my brother Hansel is a nightmare. Therefore, it only makes sense that I'm a nightmare too. Yes? Now then, let me ask. Who is that large fellow? I perform the grace of introductions. I'd like to assume you'd do the same too. Jack. So, Jack, who are you? Where were you born and what brought you here? I'm talking to Jack now. So, tell me all about you, Jack. Alice? You seem to be a bit different from my brother Hansel. Jack, tell me more about yourself. Try and remember who you are. Are you talking to me? Too bad. I was going to let you all go without a fight. Those showing aggression towards me need to be eliminated. Isn't that right, Hansel? Do you know it? A true monster versus monster battle. It looks as if the hairy monster is at a disadvantage. Say, Otsu, what do you plan on doing with that hairy monster? I suppose that could explain why it has so much hair. She doesn't seem to understand what you just said. Well then, let's get going. We didn't harm her too bad. I doubt she'll die or anything. It seems Jack's blood can revert the blood Skelter state even when it has been a while. I agree. It makes sense to heal her before heading out on our expedition again. We should head out with the same members. I was going to mention that too. I sense some anxiety coming from you. She's the one who established the religious institution of the Order of the Sun. I'm here to assist, dear brother Hansel. Wait, Hansel, can you see us? What is it, Hansel? On the contrary, You did protect me when it was needed the most. In fact, you saved everyone too. Everyone can now greet a new day tomorrow because of you, so be proud of what you did. I can vouch that your death was something of great value. Goodbye, dear brother Hansel. I'm curious as to why that nightmare ran like that when we returned. I'm still surprised with how well Jack's blood works. Your question isn't surprising considering you were in Blood Skelter for a long while. Everyone, you need to slow down. It's obvious that your information is merely confusing her. Let me see. So, do you know what your name is? Well, nice to meet you. The name is Gretel. Now, the next question. Cinderella, what is the last thing you remember? I second that. I'm sure you can meet Vengeance after hearing what she has to say. You got out of Blood Skelter? Do you mind elaborating? I don't think that's a conclusion we can come to yet. I'm interested in how you were able to get out of Blood Skelter. But you don't know, do you? That's good. So there's only one way through. Jack isn't here anymore. So there's no way to recover someone from Blood Skelter. That took a lot longer than expected, unfortunately. Wait a minute, Hamlin. If you want to fight, do so with the odds of winning on your side. Why, yes, but we need to move to a different place to enact it. Can you two come with us? I can't disclose it yet. Just follow me. A place that would work perfectly to enact my plan. This looks perfect. Say, Otsu. Little Mermaid, don't worry. I didn't mean to harm you. It's an antidote that can remove corruption. It only can do so much, but it feels a bit better, yes? Here, you too, Little Mermaid. No, that was my plan. Why, yes, sleeping pills. I'm sorry I had to resort to deception. Oh, and thank you. Sleeping helps ease the soul, so I wasn't lying when I said it clears some corruption. You haven't noticed? I have no plan. We're at our limit, and we're in danger of entering Blood Skelter. There isn't much that can be done in this state, nor would a plan help much at all, if any. Now that sounds like a plan. The old me would have probably done that. Hamlin, do you remember what the leader of the order said? Yes, I could tell that she knew something special about Otsu. Otsu is unique. After all, she was able to communicate with Jack. I want to place my bets on Otsu, and whatever it is that makes her special. Don't you think this situation is strange? It's like everything's designed to keep Otsu alive. Thinking back, it almost feels like our future was predetermined by some fate. Why, yes. The answer I came to is probably something that was determined by fate too. Isn't factual? Not necessarily. I analyzed our options and concluded that no other choices remained. We're at our limits, so whatever we do, we're destined for failure. But I believe we still have a chance by betting on Otsu. The probabilities remain grim, though. Otsu needs her. In any case, my bet won't work if we die here now. I need a powerful partner to help protect Otsu and Little Mermaid. Exactly. I'm counting on you, Hamlin. Dear brother Hansel, I suppose we are siblings after all. I took a stand for the future. Just like you. You can understand what I say, but you can't speak well. Interesting. To add, she tried to fight that nightmare by herself. Otsu, you don't suppose she's a blood maiden, do you? She's so fast! But those bodies can't have been here long. The blood's still wet. Does anyone know how this could have happened? This is dystopian. Everyone, weapons up! What the? How'd she? Save it! We have to deal with her first. You're imagining things, Hamlin. You're only tired because you carried her with more verve than anyone else. They've already escaped. Like they said, we were too late. Just stating the obvious. I know. Rather unexpected. I have a question for you, Rachel. May I? Why are you here all by yourself? I see. That's terrible. Why should we pity her? Shouldn't we educate her on what she could do better for next time? There's no telling what awaits us through that portal. Slowly but surely, though, the pieces are beginning to form. Eventually, we'll uncover whatever grim truth awaits us. Wait, Hamlin. I have a question for you two. Did either of you work with Pyre here to break into our campsite? Neither of you has to confess, but things don't have to be difficult, do they? It would serve both of you more to tell us the truth. Your choice. If not, then I'm sure we can make you talk somehow. You're welcome to start too, Pi.
Someone better answer before I start swinging. No sudden movements, either of you, if you know what's good for you. I see. So you claim to be Rachel's sisters? A tender but well-rehearsed sob story. You expect us to listen to thieves? For all we know, they're trying to garner sympathy. It's hard for us to refute a sibling story. Not to mention Riley's vague reasoning for why they can't see their sister. In other words, you'd rather us blindly take the word of thieves? Is that what you want? Looks like I'm in the minority here. Then do as you please. If I'm the only one arguing against it, then it's a waste of time. I know that much. We've managed just fine this far too. Liars or not, they're thieves, and I cannot forgive that. Please save any applause and audience participation for after the presentations. Forget them. Let's commence. Wait, I spy a guest among us. Just who are you? I had a suspicion that was the case, but to think it was true all along. In any case, an intriguing observation. Right, first, let's discuss objectives. We can assume the central jail structure is controlled by Massacre Pink's so-called master, and it's heading for the moon. Our goal is to eliminate this master and bring down the Devouring Armada Tower. Are we all in on this? Another concerning fact is their order not to harm Alice. That comes all the way from their master, but his motives are unknown, as is his connection to Alice. So perplexing. A question that can only be answered once Master is in our custody. And finally, I don't know what this means, but... you're the other half of Professor's mimic. So all that chatter about being the jail is because his memories were fused with that tower only moments before. But how is he a blood youth? Somehow his appearance also looks like Jack's. It's flattery disguised as imitation. Well, we'll file this loose thread with Alice's under things we still don't know. Before we jump right back into a discussion, maybe give everyone a second to decompress. This is quite the gathering. Why don't you tell us the truth now? I am not mocking you. I only doubt that you are the Rachel you pretend to be. But there's the rub. That can't be true. We hadn't met Rachel's older and younger sisters, just her two older sisters. How would you mistake your sisters like that? Wouldn't you remember? One more thing. You said your parents sacrificed their lives to let you escape. That's how they were murdered. But Riley and Ellie mentioned that their parents had passed a long time ago. Your story's full of holes. Besides, how would you know if Pi was speaking with Gallows if you had never met the latter? Is that so? It doesn't add up. Remember what you said before? You asked who she was and said her name was Scary, remember? Yes, exactly. I was in fact watching. But how would you know that? I mean, I've had my suspicions from the beginning. I noticed your penchant for flattery. The more I listened, the more contradictions I found. At first, I thought you might be a compulsive liar. But now I know. You were trying to get to Pi somehow. Besides, you could have told us all when we originally accused Pi of talking with Gallows. But you bring it up now with everyone here. I found it odd that no one else noticed it was odd. Thanks to you, I now have an inkling as to who you could be. So if I may, I bet you think you're real clever, don't you? But your charade never fooled me. How amateur. Guys, don't think. Just follow my orders. Falter and you'll perish. Am I clear? Let's start by showing Gallows here how we do things. I repeat, defeat Gallows here and now. That's all. Move out! It's gone. Phew. Did it run, or did it leave in confusion? Regardless, we're safe. Looks like he's trying to dodge Toe and the others. I see. This explains the fury and the superiority complex. The two of us can never see eye to eye. Enough, Clara. Stand back. Jack, how long do you plan to keep us waiting? We're taking a picture. Come here. I repaired it somewhat, but it's ancient. We may only be able to take a few photos. Hamlin, either sit still or stand in the back.